I'm tired of her thinking she's something special, running around with Jack and thinking we don't know it.
Marionettes. Those are the stars of a new feature film about one of Arizona's most notorious murders. And for good reason here. The Trunk murders happened some 80 years ago before television cameras were around to capture the mayhem. But the story lives on, and this weekend is the anniversary of the murders. Joining me now is the filmmaker, Scott Coblio. For those of us, Scott, who aren't familiar with this, we're talking 80 years ago, these are murders. And trunks, I initially thought this is the back of a car, but these are actual suitcase trunks.
It's luggage, yes.
So tell us about what happened back in the 30s.
Well, her name was Winnie Ruth Judd. She is the trunk murderess of the trunk murders. Mm-hmm. She was employed as a nurse at the Grunow Clinic, which is still here. She got in a fight with her two best friends, Anne Leroy and Hedvig Samuelson. Her story, which we will never truly know if it was true, is that in this fight, a gun was pulled, threats were made, and in grappling for the gun, she got shot and shot the two women. And after that, it just gets weirder and weirder.
And the movie here, this is portrayed by puppets.
Yes.
Known as marionettes.
Yeah, we used vintage marionettes to film the movie because it's a period piece, and we really wanted to make miniature sets that looked accurate. And it was, with the budget that we had, it was much easier to do it with puppets than live actors, where we have to worry about hair, costume.
Interesting, interesting. And then I noticed there's a newspaper clipping that popped up. Mm-hmm. So how you incorporate actual news clippings of the time period and such?
Yeah, throughout the film, we keep going back and forth between the puppets telling the story and newsreel segments that are an excuse basically to show photographs of the real people, news clips when we could find them, artifacts, and so forth.
So let me ask, we look at the marionettes, puppets and such. Is this a kid's movie?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't know what to compare it to. It's sort of a, I always say it's a noir Alice in Wonderland, because it's got aspects of like a demented storybook almost to the way that it played out. And we just thought puppets would show that.
Would show it. Now
surreal.
And again, not for kids here, because the storyline is when she killed these two people, she put them in a travel trunk, suitcase, and took them on a train.
Yeah, she put them in a steamer trunk and luggage. There was one victim that was dismembered in a number of pieces of luggage. And her plan was to go to LA, where she thought she could sink these trunks in the sea, and it went awry when she arrived at the station. How
did she get caught? Yeah.
She got caught because the trunks were leaking blood, and because there were flies buzzing around them. They smelled bad, and the officials thought she was it was contraband venison, that she was smuggling some sort of hunting game. So they asked her to open the trunk. Before they could release the trunk, they wanted her to identify the contents, and that's when she walked out the front door. Wow.
And so she ended up dying here just this 98, correct?
She was sentenced to hang,
so that was it.
And then got a last-minute insanity hearing, and she ended up outliving everybody in the courtroom almost. And she died in Phoenix in 1998 under an assumed name.
Okay. All right. And your film is when? Let's bring up that full screen again here to show everybody when it is. So is this the first showing for you, or is this no, tell me.
The Trunk Space has shown the movie every year since I debuted it in 2007, so it's an annual tradition they show on the night of the crimes occurred, which is October 16th.
Okay, wonderful. And the cost to get in?
I think it's $6.
$6 to go see the movie. All right, Scott, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Really appreciate it. All right, so from here we are